George, Zam Smith, BBC, OMG, WTF, can I just say your hair is amazing in real life. And that pinstripe suit, and like all the women in here want to sleep with you. So it's like, you know, but I was just thinking.
We have time for one more question.
You know, I was just thinking though, when you were making the film, were you just ever thinking, are we alone in the universe?
No, because there's 500 crew members standing around there. It was, there was never a moment that you actually felt alone.
So you weren't in space being like, it's huge out there and there just might be something?
No, you know, we were inside a, what was that thing called? What did you call it?
The light box.
It was a light box, and there was a giant piece of machinery that I think they used to build cars with, yes?
Yeah.
That would come flying towards you at 40 miles an hour. And I think the great challenge we found, as opposed to feeling alone in space, was to not react when this 4,000-pound machine came flying at you and would stop, you know, this close. So we were always surrounded by people. I just, you know, in general, if, you know, through my career, certainly in the last 15 years of my career, I just try to find really good scripts. And if there's something that I can do in them, there were only 2 parts, and Sandy had the other one, so I felt like this was the only part I could really get away with. And I didn't want to spin around in my underwear. It just didn't look right with me. But you know, I mean, honestly, this was, I didn't think of it as something that was all that similar to me, but I did like the character a lot. I thought it was a fun thing to be able to play. And I was, you know, if you're lucky enough in your career to be able to make choices, and most actors don't get to do that, as you know, but if you're lucky enough to get to the position where you want to make them, there are really 3 reasons to do it. Script, the screenplay first and foremost, because you can't make a good film out of a bad script. It can't be done. You can make a bad film out of a good script. I've done that a few times. And then it's director and it's actor, and it's it. And other than that, all the other elements that come to play and all the things that could screw the film up are all taken care of and watched over by those 3 elements. And I thought that these were the 3 best elements, and I'm sitting here with a wonderful producer and, you know, beautiful writers and an insanely talented director and an actress who not only I have a lot of respect for, but I've known for, I won't say how many years, and I've been great friends with. So I felt like everything about this was a great opportunity for me.
And I need to ask a political question, since you are so involved with politics. What do you think? Do you think President Obama should send troops to Syria? Sorry.
You know, I was hoping I would get that question. I actually thought you were going to ask me about Ben Affleck playing Batman, but no. No, it's Syria.
Next question.
I don't think I have much of an answer for that,
next
obviously.
question there.
You know.
I need to check with you that you have a satellite, that you bought a satellite. Is it true? What do you do with your satellite? Are you watching it home and watching it us?
Yes.
I'm watching you, pal.
Really? Okay. I live in Israel, by the way.
And
so
by
if you
the
want
way, did you do this, or did it happen accidentally?
Yeah.
Okay, I just
He helped me, yeah.
Okay, because, you know, that doesn't just happen out of
Yeah,
nature,
yeah.
you know. No, I have a satellite over areas between the north and south, between Sudan and South Sudan, areas where there is a lot of violence, because we want to keep an eye on some of the atrocities that are going on there, and because we want some, not just accountability, but we want to make it more and more difficult to act with, you know, without any measure, without any ramifications. And we find that it's been incredibly successful, since now the attacks only happen at night or under cloud cover. So now we'll switch that up to infrared, and we'll just keep going. So, you know, it's our job to try and, you know, shine a light on those places as much as possible and make it more difficult. I'm not saying it's all that successful, but if it helps at all, it's worth it. So, yeah. And we are watching you.
Okay.
I can't speak for Sandy whether she's calm and collected. I could say that I try to be in situations, you know, I find myself oftentimes in places in the South Sudan that are considerably more dangerous than I thought I would be. And I find that oftentimes my version of calm and collected is just not looking like a scared, screaming child, you know. I don't know. I find I enjoy a little adversity along the way. I think it's a good test. You know, it's really easy to be good at things or to be calm about things when things are going well. I think you're always test people's persona and their personality by how they handle tricky moments in their lives and adversity. And so I look up to people who handle that very well. So I try to. You know, I fail a lot, but I try. Sandy and I did a lot of Bikram yoga together.
We're good that way.
We were very good that way.
Very flexible.
Sandy actually had a much harder job, obviously, clearly in this film, and she had a trainer right on the set, and she worked very hard on it. I just mostly drank my way into the job. Also, I just want to say about what Sandy did, which is an important thing to remember, because this is what's the hardest part of it is. You have to move slow. It's much slower than you would normally move. Everything has to go like this. And yes, there are all these marks you have to hit, but you have to speak fast. So it's the trickiest thing you've ever done, because you're talking like this, you know, normally, and you're having this normal. And I would watch her. I'd be sitting out there watching her, and she'd be blasting. And the first couple of rehearsals, she would be moving. You know, you start moving normally, because we do. And then you'd watch her evolve this performance into speaking fast and moving slow. And I got to this shoot late. I got there. They'd been shooting for a few weeks, and I walked in, and I was like, I can't do this. You guys are nuts. It was stunning what she was doing in this film, and all the way through, really, truly fun.
I'm truly sorry we have to finish here.